What it do, credit kings and queens? In today's video, we're going to talk about a controversial topic: cash versus credit. Which is better? Are they better together or apart? Leg up. Welcome back. If you've been here before, welcome to it. This your first time here on this channel, man. You following me on my journey to 800, and we talk about different topics on this channel as well. One of these topics today is, cash versus credit. We hear it a lot. You have cash kings, and then you have credit kings. You have cash rich versus credit rich, and today we're gonna talk about it, man. So today's is a Topic Tuesday video. I forgot to say it in the intro, but yeah. Like I said, my name's EJ, this is Central Digit Media, and we talk about money over here. Okay, so let's get into this video, man. Cash versus credit. Or credit versus cash, whichever you prefer. Which one is better? I'm going to talk about some few key points over it on each one. Some good, some bad, pros, cons, and what I feel at the very end of this video. This will be a good topic too to talk about with people on my credit call Thursdays, which I will be implementing very soon. What I feel about it is going to be at the very end. So I got some points here because I got a lot of things I'm going to go over here, but it's going to be real quick talking on points. So cash versus credit. We're going to start off with credit, obviously. You can guess which one I'm going to pick at the end, huh? But credit. When it comes to credit, we don't realize how important credit is. You hear a lot of people, especially in the comment section on videos like this, they're like, oh, credit is dumb, cash only. But those exact same people have a car payment that they make. How'd you get the car payment? Credit. People don't realize how important credit is these days. You can't get your car unless you have a lot of cash, or you got a beater just to get you around. You can't turn on your utilities because they check your credit, and if your credit's not good, you got to pay a huge fee, or they might not even turn it on at all. You have to put it in somebody else's name. You can't get your cell phones no more because as soon as you click on it, they're gonna roll credit check. They're gonna see what your score is, see what you've done in the past, and if you have bad credit, you're gonna pay much more than somebody who doesn't have bad credit. You can't even get a job these days because a lot of these jobs that's higher up on the tiers, they check your credit. Like, I didn't know this was a thing until like maybe 4 or 5 years ago when I tried to get a job here at the local Shoemash Casino, which is a very popular tourist destination and a very big money maker for the Santa Barbara County. I went out there and I tried to get a job, but they checked my credit. Now I didn't know that I passed. At the time, my credit wasn't too bad. Man, it's scary to know that if your credit sucks, you can't get a job if you want to sometimes. They ain't checking your cash, they ain't checking your bank account, they checking your credit. People also need to realize that people say credit is bad, they just don't know how to use it properly. The main thing you need to use credit for is to get the rewards. So you make your normal purchases on it that you would normally make with your debit card, and instead of using the debit card, you use the money to pay back the credit card. Now, it's not complicated. Instead of using your debit card, use your credit card. Pay all your normal purchases, pay it back with your credit or debit card. That's how you do this. And in the meantime, you're building history with the banks. You're showing that you can handle all credit limits so they can increase your credit limits. You're building a relationship with the bank so maybe if you need them later on, they got a track sheet to see what you've been doing. And the more you spend with these cards, the better they're going to treat you. Don't go over your limits. That's clearly don't go over your limits. But establishing relationships and using credit cards right. People just don't understand that sometimes. They think it's extra money that they can use to blow and just pay it back, and you're just paying interest, and it just adds up, and you're gonna get yourself in trouble. Use it normal, pay it off. At the end of every week, just make a payment, pay it off, have a zero balance at the end of every month. That's all you gotta worry about. Also, using credit can help increase your score, obviously, like I just said. It's revolving, so you get to use it over and over again. That money, if you do that with cash, it's gone. So you get $200 cash. You give it to the person at the teller. You give it to the teller. It's gone. You get them a credit card. That $200. You pay that money back. You get to use it again. Revolving. And also, credit is a great buffer in an emergency. Now, this is the only time I can honestly say that it's okay to carry a balance because emergencies happen. So if you have an emergency, that's okay to carry a little bit of balance over a few months and pay it off. But it's great to have that, buffer just in case if you don't have the cash saved up. You also are able to increase your limits, like I said earlier. Like every time you use your card correctly, you can. I say don't at least request a credit limit twice a year, every 6 months. You can do it earlier, 3 up to 4, but at a minimum, twice a year, ask for a credit limit increase. I don't know why people don't do this. Ask for it. You spend the money, you use the card, ask for the money. I know things are a little bit different right now with the pandemic, but still ask. Now, the main thing credit cards are used for, like I said earlier, is the rewards. A lot of them, you get cash back. So every purchase that you make, some have categories get 5%. Or whatever you make, you get 5% of it back. So it's like you spending money and you make money back. It's a side hustle, low key. Like you can literally make thousands of dollars a year back just by spending your normal purchases. Like pay your rent, like if you want to. But I make a video about that. You can show it's called Rent Karma. Or you can show your rental history and it reports to your credit report and it increases your credit score. I'll give you guys a video about that one too. Card payment, all that. You can pay it with your credit card and get money back for it. You get perks when using your credit cards too. So you get rental coverage. You get TSA stuff where you can get credits for going through lounges and all this stuff for being able to do it. You can't do this with your debit card. Credit cards, you swipe your credit card at the airport and it's the right card, like Amex. Yes, I say Amex. Don't try to correct me like old dude said. But use certain credit cards like the gold card, platinum card, you know what I'm saying? Mainly the platinum card. The green card, if you show them, you get certain discounts, things like that. But the platinum card, you get Centurion Lounge visits. So you get perks. If your card is ever stolen, any purchase made for that card while it was stolen, you're covered. You don't have to pay for it. If somebody steals your cash, it's gone. It's gone. I'm getting ahead of myself. But I just want to say that. You can actually use credit cards to help you create cash flow. Now, you can use a credit card as leverage to purchase something to make you money back. Perfect example is real estate. I know people, you can liquidate the cash from your credit card, put that in on a down payment for a rehab or something like that, and you can make that money back. You can also do e-commerce. You can buy a bunch of stuff from Amazon or eBay or wherever you want to go, Craigslist, sell the stuff back at a higher cost, and now you're making money from your credit card. Simple stuff like that, just ways you can make money back. Credit can be a source of income. You can do it cash too, but it's easier with credit. The downsides of credit, the obvious one, is not your money, which is also a perk because it's not your money. But a downside, a lot of people think this because it's technically the bank's money. So at any time, they can do whatever they want. They can decrease your limit. They can block your card. If you do, they only do stuff this if you're being suspect. But during the pandemic, a lot of people had their credit limits cut, and it kind of hurt their credit score, which is understandable right now for these banks. They're trying to make sure that they don't lose too much money on their end too. But if you had a higher limit and your credit limit gets cut, and that affects your credit score because that affects your credit utilization, and it affects your DTI. Your score could drop dramatically, and that's definitely a downside. Unlike because you have access to the funds, which is when you have these credit cards, but it's not your money. You're limited to how much you can use at a single time. Like they don't want you to go over 30%. With business credit cards, you can go over 30%, not worry about it. But with personal cards, they want to limit you as a safety net for them. So they want you to use as little as that credit as possible for their own personal, health. They want to feel good about it. So with credit cards, you have to be much more responsible than you do when you're using cash. Because if you use a credit card, some people think like, oh, it's not my money, and I can just swipe it however I want to and just go about my business. And no, you have to be responsible with your decisions when it comes to credit, because if you make the wrong decision with your credit card, it can come back and bite you literally for the next 5 to 7 years. You have to pay this over and over again. People just make dumb decisions with credit, and it messes them up. It messes up their view of credit, and they pass it on to other people, like their kids and stuff, or their friends, and it just makes the cycle just goes worse and worse and worse and worse. Be responsible, you'll be okay. Like I said you can limit your credit limits without you knowing or without any reason sometimes. So just be wary of that. And if you're ever denied for credit, it can actually hinder your growth as a person who's trying to rebuild their credit. You can even get denied for security cards. So it's a game. Like, this credit thing is a game, and it's fun to me. Like, some things suck. Once you learn stuff about it though, it changes the way you think about it. Like, you want to play the game because you want to see what you do to affect. I do experiments every month now to see what's helped my score and what hurts it. So my score is doing this right now because I'm just testing out things. But if you're denied and you're trying to rebuild, that's an inquiry. So now it's gonna be even harder because now you just got an inquiry and they don't like inquiries. So it's a game, all right? Pick your battles, pick your poison, and work with it until you get to a place where you're not gonna worry about denials anymore, all right? Virtually 680 and up. Now, let's get into cash. Now, cash, this video is a little bit longer than I wanted it to be, yes, but this is a very important topic, so I'm gonna make this part kind of quick because there's not much to talk about with cash anyway. So cash. Cash is a lot of people's favorite because it's theirs. Like, you got $500,000 in your bank account, it's cash. It's like, this is my money. I made it, and I get to keep it, and I can do whatever I want with it. You can invest it, you can save it, you can do whatever you want. Like, I get it. Cash is cool. The way I see it, and I want you guys to remember this, cash is queen, credit is king. Together, they can do great things. Apart, you have to pick your battles. That's the best way I see it. They work in unison with each other. So, cash is your money. That's the number one perk. You made it, so it's yours. Next thing is, you don't have to owe a bank. You don't owe anybody. When you have cash, it's yours. You can go buy whatever you want. You don't have to set limits on how much you spend unless you're trying to budget. If you're not budgeting, you can say you want to go buy a $500 gift at Best Buy. You don't have to worry about if I swipe my credit card with it, how's it going to affect my DTI. You don't have to worry about that. It's yours. You also a good thing I remember about, merchants. You pay less at gas pump if you use cash and you do credit or debit, because merchants have to pay more per swipe when you're using cards. If you use cash, as less they have to pay, so you have to pay less at the pump, if you didn't know that. And also, cash, man, can actually like affect your net worth a little bit better than credit. You can use credit to build your net worth, but when you have cash, that is your net worth. So you got $1 million in credit access. Nobody knows about that, but you have $1 million in cash and net worth and expenses and all that stuff. Like, people know, like, your net worth is up there. So that's another thing to consider. The downside of cash. Cash slowly over time loses its value. Like, the value of a dollar isn't the same what it was, 15, 20 years ago. And eventually, there's gonna come a time where we move to a fully digital currency. I just have a strange feeling, and there's a lot of us that feel the same way. Crypto has changed the game. Like, cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin. If you bought Bitcoin a long time ago, man, how's your Lamborghini doing? Because digital currency is changing the game, and a lot of us feel that that's gonna be the future. Cash, paper cash, is gonna be grandpa money. Like, nobody's gonna use that. People are using it now because of the pandemic. It kind of pushed that forward now, because now people are using mobile payments more than ever now. Apple Pay, Google Pay, more merchants are buying, the transactional pads, some people call them off the top of my head, where you swipe. And now you can just tap your phone on them. More people are upgrading now because they're going towards mobile payments, digital payments. Keep in mind on that. And the worst thing about cash, you drop your $20 bill, it's gone. It's gone. You can't use it no more. Like I said with credit, if you lose your card, you can cancel, get another $100. Any purchase that was made on that card, you get reimbursed for it. Which one do I choose? People say, you can go without credit, you can go without cash. Me personally, yes you can, but if you want to maximize everything, use them both. Use credit when you turn 18, get your credit card, start building credit, get your car. If you have student loans, if you want to go that route, do that. Like, build credit so that when it's time to turn 30 and you're ready to get that house, or 28, time to get the house, ready to go. All right. The main times I think credit is most important is those times. Cash in between those times can help you get things done too. You don't want everyone to neglect one or the other. Always use them both. So which one do I choose? And me personally, I prefer credit because it's not my money. It's other people's money, and you can leverage much more than you can with cash. But everybody has their own preference. I say, bottom line, use them both. If you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, please feel free to drop them down in the comment section. My name's EJ. This has been Essential Daily Media Production. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell for more videos like this. And let's please have a conversation on it. What you guys think? Which one do you guys think is better, cash or credit? Which one do you prefer to use? And I just realized this entire video, there's sun in my lens. Wow. The entire video is gonna look weird now. Sorry. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed it besides my little light flare thing. You guys have any questions, feel free to hit me up. My name's EJ, it's been Essential Media Production. Till next time, get your credit score up. I'm out.